Greetings. This is Skylar Saunders seeing what's current. 1 second. Shed a little bit of light on the situation. All right. Semper Fidelis. Oorah. It's my birthday. I can cry if I want to, get high if I want to, drink if I want to. I'm not drinking. I'm not sipping. I'm not smoking. I'm not shooting. I'm not doing anything crazy. But it is my birthday. Do I look 248 years old? 248 in the face? I don't know. But my fellow brothers and sisters, this is the only time I call them brothers and sisters in arms. Happy birthday. 248 years of dedication and service to this great and wonderful, noble United States of America. Fought and is older than the actual country of it's just amazing. United States of America was founded in 1776. The United States Marine Corps was founded in 1775 in a bar called the Tun Tavern in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And we're the only service to have ever been originated in a bar. So what they did was they just took, a couple of, oh my God, this is crazy. I will get to this in a second, but let me finish my spiel. I'm feeling it right now. I'm feeling it. Okay, so we have the Tun Tavern, the bar. We have they have the setup around the Continental Marines. That's what we once were called. And they just originated. They got together, psychopaths and alcoholics, and really just did what they had to do. So fast forward to today, we're still kicking ass and taking names. We're still, the go-to source for what America needs whenever she's in distress. And that's what we are, and that's what we celebrate. We celebrate today. I have this. This is what I have right here. Eagle. What is this? Can anybody name this? What this is called? What is this called in order? I'll give you 10 seconds. I'll give you 20 seconds, 30 seconds. I have to talk with Chelsea with her glasses on right now. She says, now yet he rest of y'all should be able to send Scott $1 a piece to meet his quota today. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. She said, now the rest of y'all. She has dropped on me $75. So can we get a hand for Chelsea with her glasses on? Whoever's in this building right now, whoever's watching, I may have one other person, Rick James. Thank you for the happy birthday salute. Salute to you. I have to give Chelsea with her glasses on full credit. She is definitely taking on the full brunt of the storm. It's not a sacrifice. It's not selflessness. It's not unselfishness. It's complete selfishness. That's the difference. Thank you so much on everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Chelsea with her glasses on. Dropped $75. Now, if y'all can't hustle up $5, then we got a problem. She sent me $25 earlier today, and then she just dropped $50 on me. That's, if I do my calculations correctly, that's $75. And we have $5 to go. So within the hour and 15 or hour and a half, y'all should be able to come up with it. Height, yeah, damn, I know. You got a wrench too. So you know what it's like. You've been able to spend $50 in a month. She already passed it. She's way past it now. So she's for the month of November. Let me see if you can get in the month of November, height. But I want to get into the show. Hold on. So everybody that comes in, the first thing you do is you thank. You don't even have to say happy birthday to me. You say thank you to Chelsea with her glasses on. That's the first thing you do. I got 4 people that are viewing me right now under the sound of my voice. Hit up Chelsea with her glasses on. She has the wrench, and she's ready to go. I'm ready to go. Salute her. She's the reason why I do this. I have supporters. definitely hit, let Chelsea with her glasses on get her props, get her definite recognition. All right. All right. So you had time to figure out what this is. What is this? Can you see it? Can you figure it out? You can't figure it out. I'll just let you know. I have it on my hat as well. See? I'll let you know right now. It's the eagle, globe, and anchor. The eagle represents the United States of America. The globe represents the worldwide service. And the anchor represents the naval reputation and the recognition of the naval service. Because, of course, the United States Marine Corps is the Department of the Navy. We like to joke and say it's the men's department. We kid our Navy friends and relatives. So, it's all about, I just want to see, Marines getting drunk and being safe, get imbibing of age, if you're 21 and older, and getting their boogie on, dancing, and having a good time. There's traditions that go on all over the country, all over the world. The oldest Marine cuts the cake for the youngest Marine. It's usually somebody that's like in their 80s or 90s, and that cuts the cake and then give it to somebody that's like 17 years old. I was looking at one of my friends' profiles, and she said, there was one guy, that was born in 2004. Okay, 2004. I was in high school. That's how old my dumbass is. I was in high school in 2004. He was born in 2004. So that's the nature of the whole core, is that there's always going to be fresh blood, new blood. One of the greatest Marines of all time, Louis Burrell Chesty Puller, said, "Old breed, new breed, as long as the Marine breed, that's all I care about." I'm paraphrasing. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said, in essence, that's all he really respects. Any Marine, it doesn't matter if you're old breed, new breed, as long as you're a Marine. So salute to Height. I have to check my PayPal. Let me see if we crossed the line. We crossed the line for the total donations. Let's see. Yes, we have. We've done it. We're not even 10 minutes into the show, and we have crossed my I said not a deadline, but my goal, my target. Yeah. So okay. So no, call in all ballots. Cease. He said, during the Department of Elections, he said, you have to call in the ballots and you cease all the machines. We made it. We finally made it to $80. It's been well over a month. I've been trying to get $80 out of y'all, but I appreciate everything that Height has done. Everything, of course, Chelsea with her glasses on. You made a huge contribution today, $75. That is huge. If you guys can't come up with that much money, then I don't really need you. You can go. There's literally millions of channels on YouTube. That's just on YouTube, and there's literally tens of thousands or thousands of large scale cable or traditional network or streaming channels. So or stream or different programs you can watch on streaming services. So I appreciate her. I appreciate Height. This is very special to me, and this is a great birthday present. She hit me up earlier today. She said Happy Veterans Day. I don't know if she knew it was Marine Corps Day, Marine Corps birthday, but she gave me a Veterans Day salute, and so I was like, thank you for that. You can't say it in a. At least PayPal allows you to send messages. You can't send messages, as far as I know, on Cash App. I don't know how to do that. I have to figure that out. Thank you all. So we're gonna have fun today, because hip hop news and all that. We can talk about that. Maybe tomorrow, maybe on Sunday. Veterans Day is tomorrow. We get that. We get that double whammy. That's the greatest thing about being in the Marine Corps, because we really care about what we do, and we really care about our history and what we're here for. And not everything we do is pretty, but everything we do is out of respect and dedication and and focus. You know, everything we do. That's the whole point. No, you can't exactly. I just gave. I think I gave it the praise. That's the praise hands. Is that I see? I'm not good with emojis. Is that the praise hands? That's what I gave Chelsea with her glasses on. I just couldn't. I couldn't even give her the thumbs up. I don't want to give her the regular thumbs up. I had to give her the praise hands. So, oh my God. So, where do we get started? Where do we get started? I'm not going to talk about anything to do with boot camp, because I wasn't a Marine in boot camp. I was becoming a Marine. Is my hat crooked? I can't. All right, there it goes. Yeah. All right. So, I was becoming a Marine, and I became a Marine during boot camp and Marine Corps training at Paradise Island, otherwise known as Paris Island, South Carolina. 13 weeks of fun and adventure. Of course, you have to, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. So, it's just amazing to me to realize the fact that I was able to go through, and so it just came to me in my mind, to not talk about boot camp, because everybody talk about boot camp. Oh my God, it's in movies, it's in Full Metal Jackets and Jarhead. At least Jarhead talked about more than when he became a Marine, actually Marine in training. But I want to talk about how I have so many stories, so many different stories. I'm gonna jump back and forth through them from 2007 to 2009. That was the time frame. It was 25 September. We say the date first and then the month. So 25 September 2007. That's when I first stepped into boot camp. That's when the checks started rolling in. By the way, that's when the deposits start. Once you cross those yellow footprints, you're getting paid. So that's as far as I want to say on that. Then my end date was 30 March 2009. So I spent a year and a half in the United States Marine Corps, and I managed to get 100% rating for being crazy, for being outside of my own mind, for being a lunatic, for being in the psych ward, for being mentally disabled. That's literally what I am. And so it grants me the opportunity to show what and who I am. And I can show you even more. I got this. Hold on. This, if you can't read it, let me see. It says, let me see. Terminal Lance. And that's short for, there it is. Terminal Lance Corporal. And that's what I always will be. I will always be a Terminal Lance Corporal. And if you want to see the back of my hoodie, see that? See that? Yeah, so we're not playing games right here. Yes, I got the gear. Chelsea with her glasses on. Chelsea, girl, salute to you. Seriously, I'm not kidding. I'm not gonna say enough. I'm gonna tell stories, then I'm gonna be like, yo, you guys gotta get help. Chelsea, do you have a business? You have a website? You want to promote your social media? You have the wrench. You have all power in your hands. And height too. Height, you came through with the 10 piece. I appreciate that. That made us go over the limit. We're at $85 right now. If y'all want to go higher than that, that's on you. But I'm not going to ask for any donations beyond that. But if you guys want to do that, feel free. But all right, so I have a few stories. The first one, I just worked. Star brought me here. Exactly. See, that's why I got to thank Mr. Troy Star Terrain. He is a part of the reason why I am the United States Marine Corps. His father served in the Navy. And I was like, I want to serve in the Navy. I want to serve in the Marines. The Marines get it done. That is they're the shit. Salute to Black Cuddy. Black Cuddy. It's in Black Cuddy. Everybody that comes in, Black Cuddy, make you sure you salute Chelsea with her glasses on. She made me go over the limit with height as well. Salute Chelsea and height in that order. Ladies first. Let them know. Let them know you appreciate them. All right, so we're rolling, we're rocking and rolling. I'm gonna try to get into these stories. I'm gonna jump all over time. I'm gonna just whatever I remember that comes to my mind first. All right, so I'm gonna just give you a brief, understanding of the different roles and different billets or different jobs. To put it lightly, or simply, that the Marine Corps officers offers. You can be a Marine officer. That means you have to be commissioned. That means you start off as a second lieutenant and you rise up. You can go all the way up to 4-star general. You can start out as an enlisted Marine. That means you start off as a private. You have no rank. You have nothing. You're like the lowest piece of nothing on the planet when you're a private. You have nothing. You have no rank. You don't even have a ranking insignia. You have nothing. Okay, so you can go all the way up to sergeant major of the Marine Corps, and that's it. And same thing with the officers. You can go all the way up to the general levels. You can be a commandant. So you can be the sergeant major of the Marine Corps. That's E10, I think, or E9. It's either E9 or E10. I think it's E9. Um, but yeah. So and then there's chief warrant officers, which is the weirdest thing I ever encountered. I still don't fully understand them. All I understand about them is that they represent expertise. They're specialists. They come in and they assess certain situations, supervisory roles, tactical roles, things of that nature. All right, so I'm just giving you a little bit of context. So they have to be treated the same way as officers, and they can pretty much go over any enlisted person. And when you're enlisted, you can be up to like a gunny. A gunny is a gunnery sergeant, and that's E7. And you're like 35, 36 years old, maybe a little older, maybe it's 40. That's probably like the cutoff when you're about 40. Um, and so you have this. I see you, Chelsea, with your glasses on. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to remember a story. She says, "My father was a sergeant in the army, but not Marine." See, and it would be the same rank. I would have to give him this, not a salute, but I would give him the respect that I would give a Marine sergeant because he earned that position. All right, so but we call them gunners, the chief warrant officers. We call them gunners, and this gunner was talking to this gunny. Okay, he wasn't talking to him; he was shouting at him. There's like this is Yuma, Arizona. This is in the desert, and there's like a little bit of a sand patch and stuff like that. And then there's the building where you walk in. It's like a back entrance almost, and the door was closed. He was like 10 feet away from him, maybe more, maybe 20 feet away. And I could still hear him yelling into this gunnery sergeant's ear, like gunny. He's like, I don't remember the exact words. He just said, "What is that, gunny?" Like that. Like I think he was like, it was just wild. It was crazy. It was crazy. I was like, I don't know. I'm like, it's gonna be like this. This is a grown man. He's got kids, probably. He's got a wife and kids, probably. Because when you're a gunny, you're like I said, you're probably like in your 30s, your mid 30s, almost to your 40s, or if you're already in your 40s. But you're getting yelled at by this guy, like he's red in the face. I remember him coming back into the building. He was red. He was, it looked like he just bit off, somebody's head. Like it was wild. But there's also fun things that happen. Like I remember just waking up in the morning and going to my job, and I'm seeing these multi-million-dollar jet planes and where I work. Like the little kid in me was like, "Yo, this is cool." Like it was like an eye opener. It was a real eye opener. It was something that I was not rather be in the fleet, to be like that. And we call that the fleet. The fleet is when you have your job. You go to boot camp, then you go to Marine Corps training or SOI, School of Infantry. Then you go to MOS school, which is military occupational specialty. If I'm going too fast, let me know. But MOS is military occupational specialty school, and then you go to the fleet. Fleet is when you're out, you're done. You've done all your training. You hope you know what you're doing. You got your job. You can be deployed to a combat zone at any time. You could be activated anytime if you're a reservist, and that's just the way it goes. That's just how it is. So we have on the idea of having so many people that are in these ranks of the military. The United States Marine Corps is the smallest. We have the lowest level of years in our life. We have the lowest life expectancy, but we have the highest in what our motto is: Semper Fidelis, always faithful. And that I don't take as mystical. I don't take that as faithful to God or faithful to some religion or something like that. I say faithful to morality. I say faithful to values. I say faithful to virtues. Always faithful. Always faithful to your brothers and your sisters. That's the time when I say bro and sis. Other than my actual biological brothers and sisters, my brothers and sisters in arms, my brothers and sisters in uniform. And that even extends to Army, Navy, Coast Guard, what was it? Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Space Force. That's what it extends to as well. So that's what it goes down. I have an affinity towards all of them because we're all in the same fight. The enemy doesn't care. The enemy doesn't care if you're in the Marine Corps, if you're in the Army, if you're in the Navy, Air Force. How am I going to forget the Air Force? Air Force. I don't care if you're in the Air Force. Air Force. It doesn't matter. They want United States military to be dead, and they're going to take as much of us out as they can. That's why we have to be better, faster, stronger, and wiser. We have to have that element of knowing what we are and who we are and what we're supposed to be. That's the power of the United States Marine Corps. We are like the backbone, and the sergeants are the backbone of the Marine Corps. And I guess on the officer side, maybe the captains, maybe the majors are kind of like the backbone, because they still find themselves in harm's way a lot. They're not like the generals. Generals are just in sometimes they'll be in a combat zone, but they're flanked by a lot of personnel, so they're well covered. It's not the same for majors and captains. They're pretty much on their own. They have to govern over hundreds of people, maybe thousands of personnel. So that's what the difference is. But I'm trying another story. Oh, the Corps is really small. It's a small Corps. I was in Arizona, and I ran into a couple guys that I saw in boot camp and MCT. I'm like, this is a small Corps right here. Like, this is crazy. I just saw y'all a few months ago. That's why you really can't have beef with anybody. You can't have it, can't show it like that. Can't show that you have some kind of tension or something like against somebody. But for overall, my experiences were very good. I had some rough patches. Obviously, I wouldn't be talking to you right now if I didn't have rough patches and get a diagnosis of bipolar disorder 1. It wouldn't have happened that way. I would have been probably by now. I would have been a Mustang. A Mustang. I'm gonna break down the terminology. A Mustang is somebody who switches from the E side or the enlisted side to the O side, the officer side. That means that you have completed courses. That means you've gone through whatever requirements are expected of you, and you become an officer after being enlisted. So from what I understand is you get either time served in, and you can become like a first lieutenant or even a captain or something like that, depending on where you are as an E. I haven't looked into it too much. I should look into it, but if not, you definitely start off as a second lieutenant, and that's what's beautiful about that. You can rise through the ranks from the E side to the O side, and there have been many Marines that have done that in the past, and other branches have done that as well. But stories that I have, oh my god. I got one story. I'm gonna jump all the way around, but this is when I was in the the cuckoo's nest, the booby hatch. um, I was spazzing, I was wilding, and they were like, "Okay, we got to hold him down. We got to hold him down. Put the stuff in his arm." And there was a guy. He looked like Howard Rourke. He had red hair. He was like tall. He was gaunt. And he's just like, what's wrong? What did he do? What did he do? What are you doing? And it was like that. And I was like, nah, man, get out of here. Don't let him get you. Cause it was like in a small little, like almost like a closet kind of thing. And they're, pumping the stuff into my arm, and it messed me up. I was like off. I was drawn. When I say I was drawn, I was drawn. Like, okay, there was mashed potatoes for dinner. I was literally drooling into those mashed potatoes. Sorry to be graphic, but that's just the facts. That's what happened. I was totally out of it. I was way out of it. I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. It was too much. So it was like I tried to understand what I could understand, whatever I could, as much as I could, and I had enough knowledge. And this is the beauty of the Marine Corps, because what is it? 15 years ago, 2008. Yeah, 15 years ago, there were Marines that came by and gave cake to the Marines on the psych ward. They came in their dress blues and gave cake to to myself and other Marines. And I just thought that was really big of them. They didn't forget about us. They knew we were going through something crazy, something wild, something life changing, and just super, beyond what is expected. And they still remembered us on our birthday. 15 years ago today, I got a piece of cake. And there's so many other traditions. It's like I said with the youngest Marine, the oldest Marine, or the oldest Marine and the youngest Marine. There's dances, there's balls. Pause. There's balls all over the world. That sounds crazy, but no. But there's Marine Corps ball parties, or get-togethers, and everybody's in their service A's or their service B's. Mostly their service B's, because there's not too many opportunities you get to wear your service your not service, your dress B's, your dress A's, dress blues. Not too many circumstances, weddings, funerals, and things like that. You can wear your blues if you're, from as far as I know, if you have some kind of clearance, because rocking power to R. Lee Ermey, he still rocked the blues. I don't know if he had a pass because he was an actor, and he probably got some kind of permission or something like that, because he wasn't gunnery sergeant in real life. He was a staff sergeant, and they promoted him because of his performance in the movie Full Metal Jacket. It was so profound and so invigorating and so special. So it was very incumbent upon them to say, oh, we got to give him the gunny, got to raise his, give him the promotion. Let's just promote him. Say, give him the gunny rank. But no, I mean, I think that's really amazing. I've never been to a Marine Corps ball. I plan to go maybe when I'm 70. I don't know. I always count out late. I did that with my own sexual experiences with a woman. I said I'll probably have sex when I'm 70. Turned out I was 23 when I first had sex with a woman. So, it's I just say, when I have kids, oh, I want them 80, probably 80, 90, something like that. like Al Pacino, 83 years old, having kids. And he had an excellent performance as an officer. He was in the army, but he had a great he had a great line. You know, he's known for saying "hoo-ah." We say "oorah." Army says "hoo ha," and Navy says "hoo ooh ya" or "hoo ya." It's just those subtle differences in the way we are, after celebration, or moments of motivation. But yeah, I go to just today. My little niece said happy birthday to me. That was really special. That was really nice. I was listening to Cadence, and while I was on the bike, up in the morning with the Delaware sun, gonna run all day till the running's done. It feels good, real good. A good for you, a good for me. Yeah, that kind of cadence. That's what I'm talking about. And say hoo-ha, hoo-ha. That's what I'm saying. That's Al Pacino. Hoo-ha, hoo-ha. Rick James. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's a you call him Marcellus, but Marvelous. That's what that's what he usually uses. So, Rick James, yeah, I got stories. I got stories. I got just one serious story. I was in the throes of it, and the bipolar, I'm not kidding, when you have that, whatever it is, well, it's the late. Hey, pause on that, Rick James. I don't think he's late. Great. I think he's still around. Um, but yeah. So I'm on. We're not even on the rifle range. We're at not even target practice yet. We're just what we call snapping in. That means you're just aiming your target, adjusting for wind call, and getting your sights correct, and dry firing. That's all we're doing. We're snapping in. And so I'm just on the field, in the prone position, down like this and that. And so I'm firing no rounds. There's no rounds that coming out. Like I said, it's just a dry fire. And I'm just cracking jokes. And they're laughing. I'm like, hey, we're having a good time. I wasn't like, all right, could you shut up? Could you please be quiet? I'm trying to focus here. It wasn't like that. They're literally laughing. And my corporal, who's over me, I was a PFC at this time. I was a private first class, and he's like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? I'm just trying to get loose, because if I have to go to boot camp, I have to go back to boot camp. So just to give you context, my primary marksmanship instructor, I won't say his name, but he was just like, "What are you doing?" He said almost the same vibe, but it was a different context. He was like, I was just like, I'm not sure. Primary instructor, marksmanship instructor, his name. And he's just like, you gotta loosen up. You just gotta be, you gotta be cool out here. You can't be tense and you can't be anxious out here. And so that's what I was doing. I couldn't explain that to him. My corporal, fast forward a few months, I couldn't explain that to him fully. I didn't have the right terminology for it. So he thought I was like gaffing him off. And gaffing him off means like, disrespecting him, being, belligerent, or, trying to fight off his words or something like that. And so I was just like, I'm going to the this primary instructor. I don't remember his name. I remember the boot camp instructor's name, but I can't remember this guy's name. So he just said, you're off the range. I was like, I'm off the range then. I was like, okay, fine by me. I was just trying to get my marksmanship up. I had a marksmanship. We call them pizza boxes. You get a marksmanship badge. That's the lowest possible score you can possibly get just to pass. And it looks like a little square with a circle in it and another circle for a target and a square. And it looks like a pizza box. It looks like a pizza inside of a box. And so, the next rank is a cross. It's a sharpshooter. And of course, the highest rank is the wreath with the cross rifles. And same thing goes with pistols. It's the same thing, except the cross pistols and the wreath. But yeah, I got the markers. I was like, all right, and I got up and walked the hell away. I just kept it pushing. I went all the way up there was a subway on base. It was early in the morning. It was like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, something like that. And I was like, and it was open. They're open for breakfast. And I was just like, I'm gonna get something to eat. I don't care. I'm good. I'm good. Hood. Try not to cuss. But I don't care. I'm do what I do. And so I go up to the subway, and my corporal is like, I guess he gets permission from the PMI, and he's just like, go up there, try to get him. I guess I don't know what their discussion was, but he rolled up to me. I had the egg, and what was it? Egg and steak. I think it was like egg and steak sandwich. It was banging. Like Subway knows how to make some breakfast sandwiches. I don't know what the hell they do, but it was banging. But yeah, I'm just eating it, and I'm just like going back and forth. Like he's just like, Saunders, you gotta get in here, man. I was just like, no, I'm all right, I'm good, I'm cool, whatever. I kept it pushing, I kept moving, and I didn't see him. I don't think the whole day. I don't think the whole day I saw him back at work, nothing like that or anything. So I realized like what happened. I was like, in my mind, I was like, damn, I really did that. I was feeling some type of way. I was like, man, this doesn't sit well with me. As a man, I was 19 years old, and I was just like, or 20. I think I just turned 20, and I'm just like, no, I can't do this. I can't let this slide. I went up to his dorm room. They're like dorms, but his room. Knocked on the door. He answered. I said, look, Corporal, pardon me for my actions earlier this morning. I didn't mean to come off as, like I was gaffing you off. I really didn't mean that. I wasn't trying to be, belligerent or trying to be, go against authority or anything like that. He's just sitting there like that, just taking it in, like, because I'm a man. I was a man when I was 20 years old. I was even before when I was 10 years old, when I wasn't even a man. I stood up and I said, sorry to this man. I screamed, I said this story before, but I screamed profanities into his office space, and the guy that I was with ran off, and I was the only one standing around. I was like, look, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So there was like it was like a flashback to that. I'm flashing back both times now, but I looked at him square in the face, in the eyes. I said, you know what? You have to forgive me for that. That's my fault. I take responsibility for that. So that's what one of the more serious stories was. There are funny, very funny stories. Like I'm jumping around a lot, but we're out in the desert. Okay, first of all, this is the weird thing about you have to understand about the storyline of being a Marine. You're indoctrinated that you call everybody that's their rank, or nothing else, or sir, if they're an officer, or a warrant officer, or chief warrant officer, or a commissioned officer. So we go out into the desert in Yuma, Arizona. It's a sergeant, and I can't remember his name, and it doesn't matter. I'm not saying anybody's name anyway. Lance Corporal / Corporal. He was either a Lance Corporal. I think it was like 2 or 3 girls, females, female Marines, FMs, female Marines. And then we're all in our 20s, and sergeant's probably like 26 to 27, something like that. Maybe 25. I don't know, but we're all early 20s, mid 20s, and I swear, I don't know what it is about me, but I'm always with the driver that gets pulled over by the cops. And it's like, and in your mind, I'm thinking in my mind, he's like, oh, he's going to use the Marine card, isn't he? He's going to use the Marine card. I think he did too. I think he said, hey, I'm in the Marines, man. I think he said something like that. He's like, cop was like, all right, I was in the Marines too, or something. He's like, he didn't really, care. He was speeding. So, but mind you, this isn't a sergeant. This is Steve. I don't even remember. Let's just say his name was Steve, and so I'm calling him Steve. I'm a PFC calling a sergeant, which is, what is that? 1, 2, 3. at least three ranks above me. Yeah, no, at least two ranks above. No, three ranks. Yeah, E2 and E5. So um going down this pathway into this desert, desolation, just complete desolation. Nothing is out here but sand. And I would imagine, they give us a booklet, to be ready for tarantula and scorpions and um what else? What snakes? Different snakes in around. No, it I'm telling you, I did not even realize that. I was just looking to have fun, have a good time. I remember, they had this pit. They had this, a square box like of wood, like just a square. And they're like, fill this up and you can start a fire. I was like, yeah, hell yeah. Let me start this fire. That was my thing. I know that's one thing I can do. If I can't do anything else, I can do a fire. I can make a fire. I make a big, it was like a strong campfire. Cause like it's like a box, so it's like the flames shoot up and goes upwards. So I was just building this box of firewood and brush and stuff like that, and I just lit that mug on fire, and that was beautiful. It was great. But some other stuff happened. Nothing too crazy happened. I was one chick was like, she was she wasn't the most attractive woman. Let's just say that she wasn't classically beautiful. Um, and she started undressing, started doing like this. She let her titty out. I was like, whoa, where are we going? What's going on now? She was like, I was like, you want to? She was like, you want to touch it? I was like, no, I'm good. I give those titties 2 thumbs down. The milk is going bad. I said that to her. Oh, it was crazy. I know she felt some type of way after that. She didn't say anything else to me ever. I don't think. She still hasn't said anything to me online or anything like that. I was just like, she let those breasts out. She left one out, and then she let the other one out. I was like, I'm getting 2 thumbs down. It's a white girl. I don't have any connection to her at all. No, this is not. This is Skylar with the E height. Watch with the E. But this is Skylar starting to sing. This is Skylar starting to sing. Definitely. This is definitely Skylar starting to sing. I saw what I saw. I'm telling you, I'm just relaying the facts. She showed, both. She had them both out. I was just like, give them 2 thumbs down. The milk is going bad. And I don't even know. I'm trying to remember. It was the weirdest experience. Like I said, snakes, tarantulas, scorpion, all of that could have been out there. Could have been. I had to sleep. I think we slept in the truck. We brought a truck out there. But yeah. So they, you know, she she was cool. It was a little. She was kind of. It was weird for a Marine. She was kind of pudgy. She was like, you know what I mean. She wasn't that fit. She was kind of like, she was pudgy. She had a little bit of weight on her. I would expect her to go to the pork chop platoon and Marine Corps training and boot camp, but I guess she didn't. I guess she hadn't worked on it. But she was real pudgy and real squat, kind of small. But she was out there too. She didn't show me nothing else. Yeah, Chelsea knows what it is. Pork chop platoon is crazy. Yes, it is. It's wild. But getting back to the lecture at hand, no, that was one of the wild, stories that. And like I said, I called Steven. He was a sergeant. I'm a PFC. E2 to E5. That's 3 whole ranks. When you get to like 2 rank, when you get 1 rank, it's kind of like, all right, what's up, son? Then you're like 2nd rank, oh wait. 3rd rank, you're like, whoa, we gotta really give him his rank. But he was just like, no, just call me Steven. And I had another guy, he was a black Marine. Just to give you context, and Stephen was a white Marine. They were tight. They had gone on excursions before. I guess they had different different ways of what ethnicity was she? She was Hispanic. I don't know what flag she waves, but she must have been Mexican or Puerto Rican or something like that. Yeah. Or what Greg S would say, Dominican. But yeah, she was Hispanic. I remember what she said. This is funny. This is another funny story. We were out on the grass, and we were doing what's called McMap. McMap is Marine Corps Martial Arts Program, and we're just doing kicks and throws and punches and stuff like that. And I was like, hey, Captain, Captain. And she was like, you don't say Captain, you say Sir. I was just like, all right. And then he was just like, that's cool, man. Don't worry about it. He wasn't even like, he wasn't, most officers like, you're gonna call me sir, you're gonna salute me, but we weren't in a position to salute because we were working. We didn't have our covers on, and we weren't in any kind of position to salute. So I guess she was feeling some type of way. She's like, you say sir, you say sir. And I was like, yeah, all right. But my dumb ass was like, when we were doing the kicks and punches and stuff like that, I was quoting Denzel Washington from Training Day. I was like, King Kong ain't got shit on me. I was like, just just imagine my goofy ass out there in the field doing punches and throws and kicks and stuff. And I was just like, just spazzing, just going wild, just wild. And I had trouble going up that rope. Anybody that can go up a rope, salute you. I salute you. If you can go up a rope, I salute you. I couldn't get it. There's that trick you can do where you can put your foot around the rope and then you can boost yourself up and you don't have to use any upper body strength. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Couldn't come down. Had to fall down from like from like halfway up the rope. you know, but that's what it was. That's what it was. I had one situation. I'm going all over the place, but this is still Yuma, Arizona. They always try to test you. I don't know why they do this. There was a staff sergeant, and he was Hispanic. I don't know. He must be Mexican or something like that. I don't know. But he was like, I was going in the refrigerator, and only things in the refrigerator were burritos, right? Because my gunny, who is white, by the way, loves burritos. So I go to the refrigerator and I open what's only in there, burritos, and I hand it to him because he said, "Give me something out of the refrigerator. Give me something to eat." And he was like, "Oh, you gave me a burrito because I'm Mexican or something, whatever his ethnicity was. Oh, you gave me a burrito because I'm Mexican." I was like, "Actually, Staff Sergeant Gunny likes burritos, and he's white." Like I was. Like, oh, I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just trying. Like, come on, man. Like, it was just goofy stuff like that happened. No, the most serious thing was, the incident that precipitated my my hospital stay in the psychiatric ward, and San Diego, the Balboa section. If anybody's familiar with San Diego, you know the Balboa section. But the Bob Wilson Navy Medical Center. So that was the installation, and that was crazy too, because it was like, do they know that we're patients? Are they sure? Because there's this one Marine that snapped. He spazzed. One Marine didn't have his cover on his head. Wasn't pretty. He was like, "Get your goddamn cover on your head, Marine." I was like, "Whoa, that could have been me." And I could have been like, "Look, I'm crazy. I have bipolar disorder. You can't talk to me like that." That's what I probably would have said. And he would have probably choked me to death. But no, I had the brief amount of time that I spent in the Marine Corps. I have stories to tell, and I don't have any deployments. I didn't even get shipped, to other parts of the world, other than the main theater at that time, which was Afghanistan and Iraq, and especially Iraq. I was actually in the huge surge That was in 2007. That was like, if you go look up a documentary. Hold on, I'll look at. I'll try to put it in the chat. Um, right there. So it's I'm gonna give you the link. You can watch this movie. It's called Alive Day Memories. It was one of the documentaries I watched right before I went off to into boot camp. So I'm going before boot camp. I watched it was a documentary simply called The Marines. I watched, of course, the theatrical feature films, uh, Full Metal Jacket, Jarhead, just to give a flavor of what to expect in that context. But that's an excellent documentary I put in the chat. It's all about people that got blown up, usually is what the term is called, or had some kind of horrific experience, and they had mental scars or physical scars. Some a woman, one of the officers I think lost her arm. A Marine lost his legs. Other Marines lost parts of their brain. They had traumatic brain injuries. So it's definitely something to check out. Didn't mean to bring it down, but I'm just giving you the facts and figures. I mean, we that's the part about the Marine Corps. We can go up and down all day long. We can talk about a sad story and a harrowing experience, and then be laughing in 5 seconds. I remember we were talking about I was talking to different Marines when I was in the psych ward. There was a guy that got raped. Okay, another Marine. He was raped when he was during his enlistment. Now none of that shit happened to me. Nobody touched my booty hole. Nobody touched me. I'm not trying to make fun of him or anything like that, but nothing like that happened to me. Nobody's. It's not gonna happen. Willingly or forcefully. Yeah, sadly, Chelsea with the glasses on is responding. I want you to see that movie. You can probably see it on Prime Video or Hulu. You can probably see it on Hulu with HBO. It's an excellent documentary. I highly recommend it. It's very good. But like I said, I was during the 2007 surge when there was more people coming in, and there was all you heard on the news. I think from 2003. Yeah, Hulu, exactly. You have Prime and Hulu. Okay. It should be on either one. I gave you the Amazon link, so it might be on Prime or it might be on Hulu. Check for Hulu if it has it on there. But so I am, very fortunate to not have any experiences like that. I did not have any kind of sexual trauma. I know men and women, like I just said, the man that he was raped during his time. And plenty of women, they don't talk about it often, but they have gone through, people's not just cat calls and whistles and girl, you look fine or whatever you want to say and like that, harassment like that. I mean, like physical, like sexual assault, something like that. So that's still prevalent, but what is most important and what is most crucial about the United States Marine Corps is not what most people say, not even what Marines say. And the reason why we have so many suicides, so many people that get drunk or some want to take fentanyl or want to put heroin in their arm is because we get in these stupid wars and they don't make any sense. And so we figure out, okay, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. That seems like a lie. That seems like it's false. I'm probably going to drink myself to death. I'm probably going to put a shotgun in my mouth. I'm probably going to put fentanyl in my mouth or ingest fentanyl, however the hell you do it. That's how serious it is. I'm going to try to, swing back into a lighter note, but I wanted to get this point out seriously. It's about selfishness. The whole game is selfishness. You want to be the best. You don't want to beat others. Yes, great, great. It's on Hulu. Great, that's excellent. I'm probably gonna watch it later today. But yeah. So it's all about self-interest. That's what they do at recruiter. It's all about self-interest when you're a recruiter. Hey, buddy, what's up, man? Yeah, well, yeah. Woo, 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 woo. You wanna join up with the Marines, man? Yeah, it's gonna be cool. You get paid. You get go around the world. You can see everything like that. And once you get into boot camp, sacrifice, 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 and selflessness, unselfishness, altruism. They don't say altruism, but they say unselfishness. Unselfishness. But wait a minute, the recruiter were just saying all this stuff for me. Why am I being unselfish now? What is that's the psychology that they don't want to talk about. Nobody brings that up. How you're all about self-interest. Oh, you getting banked, man. Like my recruiter. My recruiter was really cool. He had like the best approach possible. He did not bullshit me. He never lied to me. A lot of people say, "Oh, my recruiter lied to me, man." He said I was gonna get all this, you know, poontang. I guess I could say. But I was gonna get all this. I was gonna get all this recognition around the world, and I was gonna be on a. I was gonna be on the flight deck, and I was gonna be in a jet or something. I don't know. It's just crazy. But my recruiter didn't say anything like that. He didn't say anything like that. He told it straight up like it was. He told me that, look, you get into boot camp, you're gonna get banked. Just realize that. That's all I really remember him saying. Because that's all I was talking about. I was talking about getting this money. And I talked about this before. It was the reason why I even am a Marine is because of a beautiful, beautiful Hispanic queen. I can't say her name because I'm still, cool with her in a way. But yeah, I wasn't supposed to be. I wasn't supposed to be a Marine. It just happened that way. I was supposed to go to her graduation, but my enlistment date was pushed up, and it overlapped on her day, so I wasn't able to go to it. But I saw her in 2008. We went to a movie. We saw I Am Legend. And I didn't say another word. I didn't say a word. I was shook. That if it, anytime it says, okay, he was shook, I was shook. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to say. I didn't know what the phrase. I couldn't, speak. This is before iPhones or anything like that. This is like super, almost like brick phones or like snake phone. You had the snake game on your phone. It only takes a few pictures kind of phone. The flip phones. And we're both on our phones, and we're just waiting for my sister to pick me up. It was a shame. It was a tawdry. It was nasty. I should have been more intellectual with her. She was very smart. She's still very smart. She got a master's degree. She's an intelligent young lady. She and it didn't work out. But I know she'll always remember me. I always remember her. If we ever saw each other in real life, we'd be like, "Hey, how you doing? What's up? What's good, girl? Hey." And if that ever happened, I know that's what it would be like. So that's my stories. Those are my stories. I hear your applause. I hear it. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for your applause. Hear, 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 hear. Thank you for listening, being a captive audience. And I'm free to take questions, any questions now, because let me remind you, Chelsea with her glasses on, especially, and height as well, for pushing us over to $85. I have to definitely give them their credit. So you guys, Rick James, Chelsea, height, if you're still in the room, whoever's here, you can ask as many questions as you want. Are you a fan of Stove God Cooks? Stove God Cooks. I'm not familiar with Stove God Cooks. Let me look them up right now. I'm gonna look up Stove God Cooks. Okay, this is a rapper. Still got cooks. Discusses. Reasonable drought. Okay, I've never heard of him, but he's got 796,000 views and 91,000 views. He's popping on some level. If these kitchens walls could talk. See, this is why I like trap music. I like coke. I like coke music. He rapper down with Griselda. Okay. See, I like coke music. I like rap that has anything to do with selling drugs. People, making a lot of money off of drug game. I just that's what I was raised on. Jay-Z, Biggie, the Clips, so many Jadakiss, everybody. Just 50 Cent. Just too many people to name. Rick Ross, Jeezy, Gucci. It goes on and on and on and on and on. I love Coke. Favorite birthday cake flavor? Red velvet. Red velvet. Even though it's just a dye, I know it's just a dye. It's just not really it's a flavor, but I just like they put a lot of cream on, and maybe carrot cake. Maybe that could be my first. I switched that up to carrot cake. Carrot cake. Rick James. We're in good time. You got 17% left, and we're all good on donations. Once again, salute to Chelsea with her glasses on and height. I salute you. 248 years of the United States Marine Corps. 248. When he gets to 250, oh shit. It's gonna be crazy when that happens. And if I live to be 300 to see the 300th, that's gonna be ridiculous. 300 years of the Marine Corps. Woo! That's in hold on. 2075. 2075. How long was you in service? I was in service for exactly 1 year and 6 months, a year and a half. Chelsea. Here's a Jadakiss, Stove God, and Westside Gun. Check this out when you get a chance. Thank you very much, Hype. I appreciate it. Thank you. But Chelsea, I was only in for a year and a half, and I'm getting paid. I can't make this up. That's how selfish you have to be, and that's what the sadness is concerning all branches of the forces. They're all about selflessness, unselfishness, because they're afraid. It's fear. They're afraid that people are going to be actually the opposite of selfish. Like I always give you the example. We were taught, and this is the only time I'm going to talk about boot camp, but we were taught in boot camp about Corporal Jason Dunham. He leapt on a grenade with his Kevlar or his helmet. He squashed it. The explosion went up into his head and caused him severe and traumatic brain injury. He actually lived a few days after that. Now, I ask you, is that selfish? Is that unselfish? Is that selfless or is that egoistic? What is that? What? Oh, he was. Why did he squash the grenade? He was saving his fellow Marines. He had fellow Marines in the back, and they would have been killed. He was rushed. He's actually in combat, hand to hand combat with an insurgent, and the insurgent reached for a grenade. He dropped it, and then I think he ran away or something like that. But Corporal Dunham squashed it with his helmet, and then it exploded, and he took the brunt of the force. He was awarded the Medal of Honor for his actions. And what do they say? For selfless self-sacrifice, for that's all they say. For unselfish, and intrepidity in the face of danger at the risk of his own life and limb, or that's the language. Sadly, we're not ready yet. We're getting there. We could have it already, but we're not ready yet to be completely selfish And the culture, that's what would have to move. The culture would have to move, not the military. The military would have to be the recipient of the culture, of Congress, of the legislation. They would have to, enact selfish and egoistic language in all their wording, and all the different manuals and booklets and everything that go along with being in training. So I would say, I'm gonna answer it. His actions were selfish. I'll give you more. He was selfish because if he were unselfish, if he knew that his other Marines, which he valued, if he had value for those Marines, then that would be unselfish. That would be unselfish. If he took the grenade and kicked it towards the Marines, that's unselfish. That's selfless. That's evil. That's vicious. That's horrid. That's monstrous. That's horrific. So I say, maybe in the next 25 to 50 years, we might see a total revolution within this generation of narcissists who are on their phone, snapping this. It's all about me, 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 me. What about you? I don't care about you. That's the narcissism. If narcissism can come down to become egoism, then we might have a chance. Yes, you can't lose the platoon now. That's facts, Chelsea. That's facts. And you care, if you care about your Marines, you would do that. Okay, I'm a step on this landmine, and tell everybody to move back or cover it or something. Do something, and that may take my leg, but I saved their lives. That's not unselfish. That's selfish because you cared about their lives more so than your leg. It's crazy. It's wild when you have to think about it, but that's the facts. Those are the facts. Your leg, you care for, you value it. You came with it into this world. You wanted it, but under these circumstances, if you don't I almost said it. If you don't use your leg, as something that will block or completely take away the danger of your other Marines, then that will be a huge waste to you. That would be unselfish and vicious and evil. Any more questions? I can go off on a tangent. I can go off. Still good on a percentage. Anybody ready for a question? I can go off on, we got 248 years of history of, anywhere from, the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, from Iwo Jima to the mountains of Afghanistan. And wherever we might go now, people is acting real cute in Ukraine and Israel. Okay? We got to send weapons to them and have more support for Israel and Ukraine. They want to get cute, then the Marine Corps can get involved too. What you want? I'm sure the Marines are working on something. The intelligence and the officers are probably cooking up schemes already. Getting people in line. Yes, it is. It's going crazy in the Middle East. And it's weird we say Middle East. I want to know why we say Middle East and not West Asia. That's what it is. It's West Asia. We haven't, since 1941, we've been fighting in Asia. It's facts. 1941, we haven't stopped fighting in Asia. Japan, Korea, Vietnam, the Persian Gulf War, that was the first Persian Gulf War, the second Persian Gulf War, Afghanistan, Making threats. Chelsea, what her glasses on, says making threats. They don't know American vets are unhinged and ready to still throw down. No, exactly. Tell it like it is. That's what happened with the Marine Corps. They took a bunch of alcoholics and psychopaths. I'm a psychopath, not an alcoholic. And they said, we're going to give you a rifle and see what happens. That's basically what the Marine Corps did. And what? Get them together. See what happens. Get them all lined up. We'll see what happens. Now I get an emoji. I got that emoji. She's laughing at my goofy ass. Yeah, so it's not anything that should be a problem. It's not anything that should be an issue. Because Marine Corps takes care of issues. We take care of things. That's our whole role. That's what we do. That's our whole purpose. Even in the movie Full Metal Jacket, Marines die. That's just what we're here for. But there's a Marine Corps maxim. It goes, born to fight, trained to kill, ready to die, but never will. And that's what I live with, and I still live with to this day. Because I'm a born fighter. I fight for mine. I had to fight for my 100%. Nobody else is going to do that. I could just say, oh, I'm good with 10%. I don't really have a problem. I don't really have bipolar disorder. Whatever. And I really did have that, mind state, that mindset. I met a few people in the psych ward. They're like, you know what? You're not well. And I was just like, no, I can't. I have to work. Literal, get a what is it called? W-4 or W-99 or whatever they call it. That kind of job. Get the tax kind of job. Us, hedge, U.S. hedge, salute. You salute U.S. hedge. USD hedge. USD hedge. Okay. Salute. I'm not going to ask you for money because you have to give credit to the lady above you, Chelsea with her glasses on, and height as well. Let them know that you appreciate their dollar that dropped it on my head earlier this afternoon and then later on today. Chelsea with her glasses on and in height as well. But definitely Chelsea with her glasses on. Let her know that you appreciate her. Oh, that's your friend Peter. So you told me about the show. See, Rick James, that's all right. See, that's what I like about you, man. That's why I don't put people in the corner. I don't block people. I don't put, timeout or anything stupid like that. Rick James just lost a friend, and I'm not even going to say his name, but we both know who he is. And we just picked up a friend for the show. So, mother F, whoever that man is. I might block him. I might let him roll, but that's really not my business. My business is getting the money. See, I have to now get this. The new target that I'm unveiling right now as I speak is going to be $160. Get that? I want to make $160 in an hour and a half. I want to see if it's possible. I'm trying to give you good content, let you know what time it is, and be worthy of that amount. That's what I'm going to ask for. $160. Nope. Next one wasn't 100. I double it. Before I had 10. Okay. That's when I really first started. I said, I'm going to do $10. Then somebody gave me $10. And I was happy. I think it was like $15 actually. Then I was like, okay, let me do $20. And then somebody gave me $20. And then I did $40. And then $40. And what did I just do? $80. So it's going like that. The next one is $160. All right. So you rolling with me? It could take until Kingdom Come. I don't care. I made it this time. I got to 80. I appreciate Chelsea with her glasses on and height. And Rick James, since you brought in somebody, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Then 320. Yeah, that's right. Then 320. Yeah, 16 times 2. Count 320. Yeah, you know what? Chelsea with her glasses on, she is the moral compass of this show. She drops gems. I'm going to repeat what she said. Richard James is essentially even if he doesn't spin Skrilla. Exactly. I would say the same thing. Rick James is a day one. Even I remember on days where there's nobody even on here. And these are days like when I'm at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he's like, "Oh, I wish you were at 4 o'clock. I wish you were at 4 o'clock." And so I come in at 4 o'clock today, because I knew that Chelsea with her glasses on was going to be, and I wanted to make sure I could repay her. Then she dropped that on my head, and I was like, "Okay, that's enough. I can't. I ain't gonna do that much." But Rick James, you're definitely, you're a day one. I'm never gonna put you in timeout. I'm never gonna block you or something stupid like that. I'm waiting for you to get a wrench. I'm not going to stop with you. I know you can do $50 in a month. I know you can do it. Chelsea with her glasses on just did it. She's the only one for November. I re-up it every month. It changes every month. So it doesn't say a huge list. A huge list would be too much for this. So every month I'm going to change it and see who gets $50 or more. Chelsea with her glasses on, definitely at the highest point. Definitely at the highest point. Number one with the gun. On the run. Ain't that fun? I'm not trying to rhyme. Oh, man. That's funny. That is funny. Oh, my God. So if anybody has any more questions, comments, or anything of the like, and make sure you can see this. Eagle Global Anchor. Yeah. What was the most difficult part of being on the Marines? Being a selfish egoist, affiliate of Ayn Rand's philosophy of objectivism. That was probably the most difficult, and just like hiding it and not being able to show it. And I finally came out of the closet on that pause, not heterosexual, homosexual, but no, on ideas. I came out of the closet. Yeah, so that was probably the toughest part because I became a student of objectivism during my Marine Corps years. I didn't become an objectivist until I read Atlas Shrugged. I had to read all of Atlas Shrugged to become an objectivist, I think. And I read all her other fiction as well. What's one thing that you miss from being in the Marines? The Marines. See, I'm gonna say it like this. There's a guy you should look up. I'm gonna put it in the I'm gonna put it in the live chat. I'm gonna tell you in just a second. Hold on. Make sure you look him up because he gave me this idea. There's the Marines and there's the Marine Corps. There's the Corps. I don't miss the Corps, but I miss the Marines. If you can understand that, because I understood exactly what he meant. Like the Corps is like the daily. You have to run. You have to keep up with your rifle. You have to go through all the bullshit of people over you saying all this kind of stuff. But when you get together and you're able to function and be in a team and be selfish and know what you're doing and they know what they're doing, they have your back, you have their back. That's beautiful. That's what I miss the most. That's what I miss the most. The purposefulness of being in the Marine Corps. The Marines, not the Corps. If that makes sense. Maybe it could make sense just to Marines, but yeah. If you can do the Marine experience all over again, would you? Explain why not? I would do it all over again. Multiple times. I always say, when people ask me, I say it was like going at 200 miles per hour every day. I mean, it just was so high paced. You had to make sure your uniform was right. You had to make sure your speech was all right. You had to make sure your job was all right. You had to make sure everything was tip top in shape. Everything was on point, like all of that. And then when you're done, you're on your own. Whatever, do what you got to do. Like that's why people commit suicide, because it's so high intensity. And then when you let go, it's like, oh, well, I have no purpose. I have no job. I have nothing to go in my life. Fortunately, I take enough drugs to keep me on the right path. And fortunately, I have a support system, my father and the rest of my family. Fortunately, I have, this therapeutic video system called YouTube. It's wonderful. Was Papa Saunders nervous about you being in the Marines? Would he do more morning prayers for you? Good question. I think he was. I don't know if the term was nervous, but he was, more concerned. He was concerned for me. He early on, very early on, he was like, "Why don't you go into the Air Force? Shouldn't the Air Force be?" I was like, "Nah, I'm all right. I'm doing the Marine Corps." That was very early on. I don't think they remember that, but he definitely did. He definitely said, "You can be in the Air Force. You can definitely do the Air Force, right?" I was like, "Nope, doing the Marine Corps." I'm sure he prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed over, for my time in the Marine Corps. I actually got to wear my dress blues twice. One to a church service that was just a regular church service, and once to my grandmother's funeral. That's the only time I wore my dress blues. And that's just something I would say. Chelsea with her glasses on says, "We support you, Sky. You have a purpose here. And before you know it, this channel is going to grow." Thank you very much, Chelsea with her glasses on. It's because of you that it's going to grow. I'm trying to make this thing professional. I'm just in my basement kind of guy thing. Just got random lights, not specific for this purpose. I don't have, chyrons or, intro music or, a microphone or nothing like that. I want to make sure I can get to that level. I'm not there yet, but I'm gonna make sure I can at least strive to get there. And with your support, I know I will. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. What was one moment where you felt your life was at risk during your time in the Marines? I'm at a loss. The only time I thought my life was at risk was on the range, because it was anything. If a guy wanted to get up and start, letting off rounds, you couldn't. It would just be SOL. You'd be shit out of luck. He'll be tackled probably faster, than in what would you see in mass shootings in just the United States, but anything like that where it was live fire, that was pretty serious. That was the closest thing it came to being at risk. And night fire, we had to fire at night using night vision goggles. That was special, to say the least. So I'm going to check out. Where is it? Where? Oh, come on. I think I skipped it. I'm going to check out the Jadakiss Stove God and Westside Gun soon. And I want you all to check out the documentary I put up, A Lot of Day Memories. It's on Hulu. And check out terminallance.com. Before I get out of here, I just want to make sure I get that. We still have a little bit of time. I'll give you 2 more questions, and then I have to get out of here. But again, thank you, Chelsea with her glasses on. Thank you, Height. Thank you, Rick James. Black Cuddy, thank you for checking in. And Height, of course, thank you. Plans for the rest of the night? Probably watch the documentary. Definitely watch that. Maybe do a live, with whoever's at a Marine Corps ball. It's Friday night. I mean, there's probably more Marine Corps balls all over the country, all over the world. You know, they're able to do it on the weekend because it usually falls on the day. So they have to, position on the weekend, even if it's not on the 10th. So this is definitely a high volume night. So I want to, definitely send a salute to all my fellow Marines. Have fun, get wild, get crazy, get drunk, but don't get too drunk and don't drive. Have the time of your lives, because we actually give a damn about our history and our Corps and our Marines. So there's that. So hey, it's been a splendid evening. Thank you for enjoying my birthday with me. Thank you. Salute to everybody, especially to Chelsea with her glasses on. Thank you. Thank you, Height. Thank you all. I appreciate it. You made my birthday all the more special. I should see you tomorrow, and take care. Semper Fidelis.